Alright, so now it's time to pass to the action. And again, like I mentioned, the villain this time is not something that needs to be underestimated.
Never was.
Because again, General Tsao is really a force to be reckoned with. He's not just strong, he's really, really mean.
Yeah, okay, seriously, the music is really blaring out Bentley here. I can't make out what he's saying.
Sadly, this being kind of counted as a cutscene video, I couldn't even potentially mute the music for this format because I might have done that, but sadly I couldn't.
Yeah, like how do we turn the music down?
It really sucks when you get those cutscenes that are so hard-coded that you can't separate the music from the vocals.
It's like watching a cutscene in Sonic Adventure.
It might help a little bit if they weren't selective about the subtitles.
At least here the lines are not cutting off with each other, at the very least. Also, apparently there have been some sightings of that.
Yeah. I actually am aware. Oh, hold on. Is this still going on? No.
So General Tsao is
okay. I actually, yeah, it is a bit annoying when something happens like that because, like for example, to this day, we don't have like a proper complete game ripped soundtrack of something like Azran Legacy because the tracks that play in the FMVs are in the actual FMVs themselves. They're not separate music audio files of themselves. So there's no way to properly separate the music from the voices.
Okay, remind me this, Pedro,
Yes.
because I actually did find one recently. For Miracle Mask, does the track with the violin, A Treasure That Lasts, actually gets played in the game outside of the FMV?
Yes, it does.
Okay, because I actually did find one recently. It was like, wait, I forgot.
That's because Tail, A Treasure That Lasts actually is included in the game's sound test. So you can so obviously they have to have the audio file separated from it.
Alright, let's start with Sly. Of course.
So if General, well, I guess they didn't. I'm surprised they didn't call him General Tsao.
No, I get the idea that they might have flunked the pronunciation potentially. I don't know.
Well,
also, for this particular mission, it requires coordination because apparently the guards are instructed to destroy the key that they possess if the other is killed or stolen. So Bentley will have to position to somewhere else, while like behind another, and still basically simultaneously. This is pretty neat as an idea.
You know, Tia, maybe they named himself just to avert the obvious General Tso's chicken joke.
I actually don't know that, but I do wonder instead if they actually went to the school of the early Dynasty Warrior games, where they called Cao Cao instead Cao Cao.
Basically, Tio, one of the more popular dishes to get from a Chinese restaurant is General Tso's chicken, essentially.
Oh, it might be that. The pun might be that instead.
Well, that's my point, though. I'm surprised that they didn't call him General Tsao as opposed to General Tsao, but...
I can tell you this, even in my country it's called like that. So I do wonder if it's something, intentional from the team.
So yeah, for those who didn't notice, Bentley's potential gadgets can even have something like a size destabilizer, which can literally shrink people into nothingness.
Again, scientists are evil.
So
How
it'd
is
be
this
like
guy
if,
not a
it'd be like
supervillain?
it'd be like if Ant-Man's technology went horribly wrong.
Kinda, basically.
Oh god, Ribs, have you seen some of those videos that talk about how Ant-Man would be kind of OP? Those can get pretty graphic.
Well, everyone before Endgame was talking about the Thanos theory anyway, so...
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ant-Man's shrinking. What Ant-Man's shrinking thing can do in the films is really inconsistent. Like sometimes they can be as heavy as they were when they were big, and other times they're lighter for some reason.
Well, it's all about the intensity on how, the pin particles are applied with. It is science fiction, but there's a logic to it.
Okay, are pin particles just going to be the nano machines of the MCU? They
Yes,
can do
Liv.
anything.
Is that outlandish to you?
Probably.
Nice work
Maybe
with this
a little bit.
second key
It depends on how you do it. And, I mean, as long as they
Also,
don't.
what
as long as
happened
they
to your
don't turn
good-
into-
What happened to the lighting
So you
engine
want
for
me to help
Bentley?
on the inside?
I mean, as long as they don't turn into
Only
the fix
technology
everything
can
MacGuffin,
Right, well-
I'll be fine.
Have fun with
He's just
your,
getting
I do
more
see
evil as the game
technology.
progresses.
Okay, I get it, but it might be behind the under. No, it's not even under the shadow of the statue. It's just like that.
Oh, yeah, it is literally.
Yeah, because
just
Sly was
there.
literally just standing there.
Anyway, moving on. Now, for this mission, Bentley has a new nifty tool that he can use. A portable camera with a grappling hook. That he's gonna need to traverse the room since he can't do it on person.
You weren't kidding about the security in this place. Hope your grapple can
Again, Tsao is much more ruthless and paranoid even in how he constructed his lair, meaning that the gang cannot just, fuck around too much.
I love how even the menu moving cursor sound like a bass guitar.
It's done on purpose. Now,
I get it.
what the camera has are a couple of nifty tools. It has the grappling dimension that can be used to, attach to objects and, be sucked to that, Spider-Man style. The grappling hook can also be used to punch enemies in the face, and also has basically a speaker that Bentley can use to. All that too. Also has a speaker that Bentley can use to distract the enemy or attract them towards it, which is again a pretty nifty tool.
And of course, it has a self-destruct option.
It also has an L bar. It's not like an invincible thing that enemies cannot touch. So yeah, the self-destruct is usually a last resort. You're not actually required to use the self-destruct for any of the story mission that involve the camera. But again, it's a nifty tool if you want to, actually harm guards in a special way.
Nice. Now, sleep dart him so he'll stay on the plate.
Alright. Now, let's do... Oh, fuck the camera.
Wrong way.
Yeah. Even when you're turned, if you actually activate the camera, it's actually centered around where the actual camera was pointing, not the actual face of the character. It was a common problem on this time.
And it should turn off the door lasers.
Alright, let's get back to the camera and move on to the next level. Because there's another pleasure plate where we need to get another guard to. Again, the camera here is used not just for mobility, but in this case also to lure the enemies. It's a bit creative way rather than just, just having the camera with a turret and shooting again enemies. Later, well, I think it's already in this, but in case Freezing Time also will have something similar to that, but with a turret, which I'm fine with it. But I also like how creative it's used here. Really, Bentley? Really?
Yes.
That seems to be his brand of humor.
Or provocative.
Well, could you not?
Wow, those are some sick birds, Bentley.
Sleep.
There we go, and now it's time to put the kitty to sleep. There we go.
Excellent.
Good
The
to
way's
see
all
that
clear.
that
Good
dart
thing
must
got
be
that
sharp
afterburner.
enough to get
With
through
nothing to
armor.
climb on or jump off of, it'll be your only means to the computer in the upper office.
Alright, time to actually escalate, at least to move up.
Notice up, if you're ever a security guard, don't get a job where it turns out you falling onto a very specifically shaped platform will unlock the locks. Otherwise, you may find yourself knocked out by
Also, if you see
unsuspecting forces.
Also, if you see a turtle in a wheelchair, run.
Yeah, that turtle has a body count.
Again,
if you are in
what's
his
the
way,
worst
may
it
God
can
have
do?
mercy on your soul.
Run you over.
That's kind of like the least amount of problems that can happen.
You'll be lucky if he does just that.
I don't know. I mean, it would hurt to have your toes run over.
This won't hurt a bit.
Alright,
That's-
Bentley, you just...
A wedding
whatever.
day first behind these firewalls.
He's having fun.
Yes, stick your USB somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, another interesting hacking section, this time with its own particular twist, because again, despite looking like someone who's just behind the times and tied to old manners, General Tsao is surprisingly very intelligent. Again, we went for the whole master tactician, you know, the master with big knowledge, akin a bit to Genghis Khan. Again, that's why I consider this a bit of a prototype for Ghost of Tsushima, because the villain of that game, the particular account, the Mongolian conqueror sent by the army of Genghis, well, what remains of it, is a bit akin to this. He's very ruthless, very smart, you know, and it seems to be just always one step ahead. There we go. 1 and 2. Bye.
Aha, the database is wide open. I'm a capital G genius.
Okay, let's not get megalomaniacal, okay?
All right, next up.
Oh, hey, Carmelita.
Yeah, Carmelita also is present here. We'll get to what she can do later. Now it's time to actually present officially to General Tsao and these guys for the wedding, you know, to give the good news, you know.
We'll need an inside track on the wedding.
I'm ready with my costume. With some luck, he'll hire me on as the wedding coordinator.
Great. If you get a chance, try to score the rest of us some jobs as well. You can't have enough operatives on the inside.
Hey, why don't we ask Carmelita over there? I'm sure she'll be
Alright,
great to help.
well done. Hey, Sly, I got you a job working in the kitchen. Get to work.
This also starts a sort of a running gag of Bentley enjoying
Hey, you wanted a job? You got one.
the fake mustache that he can pull for his disguises.
No, you can't come out yet, my blossom.
But
Oh.
please, my father will be so worried. Just let me tell him I'm all right. I beg of you, sir, let me out of this prison. Is this the way you woo your wife? You have shown me nothing but cruelty. I'm so unhappy.
So when's the happy day?
Sly Cooper!
It's about to get even better, Dweebs. And by that I mean worse.
We've already had psychological torture, I mean...
Greetings, Honorable General Tsao. I have...
The record lives General Tsao is voiced by Leo Chin, and this is literally the only thing he did in his entire life in terms of career.
How insulting. I need no help.
My apologies.
So,
I need
does
no
your chicken
disrespect.
taste delicious,
Given my
sir?
genius, I am of course completely capable of
It's for
organizing
reasons
the
to have
event.
KFC.
However, I might be interested in employing a photographer. A day of such momentous import should be captured for future generations to marvel at.
I have one of the world's best photographers on
Who,
retainer.
Beat?
Really? Well, if he truly
How about
is
Frank
well
West?
Really?
versed, then he might get the honor of
He's
chronicling
busy
the
covering
event.
wars.
However,
True.
I'll need to see some samples before I give him the
Fair
job.
enough.
Of course.
And
I'll
then
have
he'll
him
be
come by
busy with
right
that
away.
cross zone
You'd
incident.
better not be wasting my time, wedding planner. I get very,
You know, Java, when you
very
get down to it,
unhealthy
Frank West has
when
appeared in more
people make
crossover
noise.
than actual Dead Rising games.
Yeah.
But then again, the same could be said for Strider Hero, so
Thanks, Sly. General Tsao wants
And
some
how about
samples of your
Morrigan?
I placed
that
waypoints
too.
in areas
Anyway, Sly will have to play the role of a photographer, which means he has to do a couple of sampling photos.
Good luck, pal.
And also we get
Hey!
a brand new costume for it, and I'm about to select it.
I got an idea, Sly. Why don't you take pictures of yourself and then sell them? It'll be brilliant.
We're not doing that yet, Jonah. There we
Yet.
go. Well, no, don't worry, Shiroi. Sly, Fusing Time doesn't do selfies, but in general, this was a time way before that. There you go, professional photographer. It has the same mechanic of the one in Venice of the passport system, and if you manage to, you know, don't fuck up, you'll be recognized officially as the photographer.
Yes, sir. My mistake. Listen up, meatheads. General Tsao wants some pictures of his staff, so big smiles all around, or else.
Okay. Alright, let's try this. What a darling
What a
couple.
daring couple. The love between a tiger and a pig. That's a movie, I think.
Oh, it also be disappeared. What happened?
What? Oh my God, Theo!
I sold their souls with the camera. The legends were
it's
true.
Theo, it's Fatal Frame.
I exorcised them.
Oh my God.
Hold! Bamboo Forest password, now!
Transmitting password.
Where does Bentley even get those passwords?
He's a master hacker, Jova.
Yeah, but this implies that he has to hack someone's mind.
Recognize you.
All right,
Yeah,
you
that
super
works
guards,
too.
Put on some smiles and get in a nice pose. General Tsao wants some happy photos. Get it?
Stay on pose. There we go.
That's a good picture, Sly.
It looks similar to the last one, but yeah, it looks good.
At least the background is different.
At least we don't have Professor
Disappeared
Oak
again.
grade. At least we don't have Professor Oak grading these photos.
I know, right? Wonderful.
Or
Slightly
terrible.
off center, though.
Or sure, Professor Oak will consider
I forgot
what
if
should be
actually
an amazing picture is
I forgot if they mentioned it, but I actually do wonder if who's gonna be the one rating your photos in the new Pokemon Snap.
Apparently some new professor by the looks of it.
Maybe we're gonna, considering how they did it for a couple of the spin-off games, maybe we're gonna have the specific game professor, or as in original character for the region, do not steal.
Sorry, just being careful.
Okay, you two.
Alright, the challenge in this is the fact that someone else wants to be in the photo, but is very distracting. Piece of shit, get away, please.
Photo bombing isn't cool.
No, it's not.
And of course it's a monkey, goddammit.
So we need to, let's just say, remove a bit of the competition from this. The stay here, it will take a second. Damn it. Here we go.
Hey,
3, 2, 1, go. There we go. All well that ends well. Let's get back to the photo.
Now, where were we? Oh, right,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
photo time. A look of love.
Clearly.
Yeah, they totally
Absolutely.
look in love.
I'm not going to say anything there, Ben. Oh, there you go.
Hey, at least we see the character moving here instead of, actually coming away.
I mean, sure, we had to murder a guy to
Hi,
take this
Carmelita.
photo.
Bye,
We're fine.
Carmelita.
Hello. So is this like Seinfeld now? Hello, Raquel Welch. Goodbye, Raquel Welch.
Hey, Sly, get a few pictures of the general while you're in there. It's always a good idea to study your enemy.
Sure, why not? Are we too far away from that? There you go. Still too far away.
I'm sure he won't notice us binocularing him.
Will I ever know a moment of privacy?
Oh, you're so concerned on that.
It must be quite amusing to observe the effects of power.
Yeah, let's try for this angle. Okay, let's
Make
see.
sure to get his good side.
At least he's not throwing you out.
Yeah, it's actually very convenient, Shiroi. Maybe a bit too convenient.
Oh, nice shot. Here, check out this pose.
Actually, you're not moving.
I know.
It's the same pose.
That'll do it, Sly. I talk to the general now while you've got him buttered up.
Sure, why not?
Greetings, General Tsao. As you have no doubt guessed, I'm the world-class photographer, hoping to play a humble role in your upcoming magnificent wedding.
Let me see a sample of your work. I have a keen eye.
You do?
A great sense of artistic value. I can tell at a glance.
Well, he is a bird.
Sure.
World class.
Sure,
But
let's
of course,
try
Your
it.
Excellency.
You have a strong sense of compositional regularity and forced
Yeah, I
perspectivism.
get the idea. He doesn't know what he's
These
talking
are
about.
Adequate. You may
Well,
not need
what
to
important is the result, so why not?
1,000 thank yous, my lord. I'm sure it will be a wedding none of us will ever forget.
Ooh.
Will it be as good as the Red Wedding?
Well, it's mostly about feeding Jova, not necessarily murdering. Although this bird really doesn't really deserve to go on, as you will see. But before doing that, well, before continuing on that front, let's see what the mysterious object that was spotted in a river was.
Somewhere on the water's surface.
I'm not seeing anything.
Keep scanning. These readings are clear.
Great snakes on a stick.
Oh, look at that! It's the van! Apparently the van floated in a block of ice from Canada until this particular place from one of the two major rivers of China.
Huh. That works out immensely
And still
for us.
maintained itself in a block of ice.
Of course. Don't you know that?
No worry, and this entire mission is about rescuing it, and it will be completely functional afterward.
Yes.
But my baby.
Wait, your baby?
Yeah, remember, Murray really did care about the van.
Bless you, Penelope. Bless you and your bag of remote control.
This mission is all about testing Murray's affection for the van. Alright, first thing first, you need to use Penelope to port away the guards near the area.
Oh, General, don't mind the sound of explosions and gunfire outside your palace. It's just the Northern Lights and fireworks.
Yes. There you go. Then you need to use the grappling hook to actually, pull the block of ice until the position where Murray is. Again, it's an interesting, neat concept that applies to the normal rules of a grappling hook RC chopper.
That RC is still amazing. It's able to withstand actual rocket power.
Yep, at least a couple of them. Again, much like with Bentley, Penelope seemed to have also a thirst for blood. Again, the series is kind of telling me that scientists tend to have a very dark side.
Oh boy, can't wait for Select Number 4 in that regard. At this point, Bentley and Penelope are going to paint the whole country red.
Pretty much.
What's the fun of being a scientist if you don't get to,
play God? You can do that without killing people.
helping
Can you really?
people.
Jova, it's like that panel between Spider-Man and Sauron in the Savage Land, where Spidey is like, if you can, turn people into dinosaurs, you can actually cure people from cancer. You could do that. And he's like, but I don't want to cure people from cancer. I want to turn them into dinosaurs. I mean, I can't argue with that logic.
Oh, my sweet man, how I've missed you. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a bit frozen. We need to first, remove a bit of the ice.
Oh, I know how this works. Just use your spin attack by waggling the Wii remote to break the crystals.
Jesus. Yeah, the pig enemies can actually do that to you. I don't know how. Well, what is this? There you go. So yeah, now in this point you actually had to break the ice with Bentley in a bit of a twisted way of the special stage of Street Fighter, when normally you have to demolish the car. You instead actually had to free one from the block of ice. Please stop doing that.
It's like a shaded Hanna-Barbera 60s or 70s cartoon opening.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't lose her again.
Forget the van. You'll never make it.
But no.
The thought of, not wanting to leave the van fills Murray with determination. Yeah, not joking. He's gonna pull that thing until the to the hideout. So your job again with Penelope is to protect him. This is another escort mission, a bit similar to what you did in India in episode 2 of the second game. This is relatively
Determination is one
fine.
hell of a drug.
I know, right?
Yes.
Don't overdo, kids.
Otherwise, you might melt.
Or be filled with excessive love.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You know, kudos to Penelope for not ditching him, because, you know, she kind of barely knows
I mean,
him.
she's also part of a gang now. She might as well, you know, give a hand as much as you can.
I know, but Tio, it's good that she's loyal to the gang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yes, it's very, very good that she's loyal to the gang.
Yeah.
Very good.
I feel like you're going somewhere with this.
Let's just say I want to try a better foreshadowing than these two, Shiro. Also spinning.
Win to win.
Yeah, so also surprisingly, despite pulling the van, Murray goes faster than I would thought for a mission like this. So at least it doesn't take too much. Sure, if you die here, the checkpoint, or if Murray gets killed, the checkpoint is still when he started pulling, but it doesn't take too long. So it's one of those escort missions that you have some kind of margin, you know, of the tolerance. You know, the ones that I cannot stand usually are the ones that drag too long, don't really have checkpoints, and, you know, just unbearable.
But I'm out of fuel and I
Well,
can't
you
do
did all
anything
you
about
could,
those
Pen.
places in your way.
But we're so close.
You did your best. We just ran out of options.
Oh, are we?
It's hopeless. Get out of there. Save yourself.
I will not. I will never leave her behind again.
Apparently, the determination of Murray inspires the Panda King to do something.
Wait, did you literally just quote Mr. Freeze from Batman the Animated Series? I just realized.
For a second there, Joe.
No, Lives, there are other things he's been.
Well, that one takes a bit off the animated series.
Yeah, but not with quotes. Anyway, this is a straight up turret section with the Panda King. Again, you almost need to focus on the enemies since they're coming mostly on one side. This is piece easy when you get down to it. You have to watch out because when checking the first game, friendly fire is turned on, so you can potentially accidentally hit Murray with this.
Ah, yes, the Panda King, the uber martial artist, and his skills are in turret
Explosives.
warfare.
Well, remember, his mastery will be explosive as well, so it's not too far-fetched. It will be good with a turret.
I'll admit, when I heard we were going to get to have the Panda King on board, I thought it was going to be using his martial arts with a mixture of explosives.
You can do the burning chop for the standard, CQC attack, but it's mostly focused, as you will see, I think in the next part, about throwing actually his explosives. Which again, to be fair, that's basically his job, entire job shtick. He was, the explosive master for the Fiendish 5. So, there we go.
Also, what do you think of his
again, the one thing I like about this mission is the fact that, the other characters are not chastising Murray for, stay true to what he wanted to do. They're not like, oh, you could have avoided this. No, they're actually, a good job on that.
So they're much better than the Phantom Thieves with how they treat Ryuji. Good to know. Seriously, Ryuji deserves a break. But, so Tia, what do you think of the Panda King's new outfit for this game?
It's fine. It's a bit more detailed, so I technically prefer it more over one of the first game, but it's more of an evolution rather than a replacement, so I'm okay with that. Alright, time for the recap. I'm sure the operations that we did are, have managed to be fruitful for the future.
And Sly successfully hired on as the wedding photographer. We're ready to make an attempt for Jing King. Given the complexity of Tsao's downloaded data, I've programmed my ThiefNet computer
Of course.
to automatically analyze the...
Wait, what? General Tsao managed to figure out on his own the hideout and stole the computer.
How'd he find us? We're doomed!
I like to imagine that Bentley put this all into the photo presentation.
Without actually checking, yes.
Any of us thought. As of this moment, we have one goal. Steal back the ThiefNet computer.
So yeah, you know what this means. We're gonna have our boss fight against General Tsao before schedule.
He might have linked it to ours. If so, that's
I mean, damn, he's a pragmatic villain, so yeah, we're gonna have to improvise.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you need to get a better disguise than the mustache.
again, it's all the fact that the gang mostly underestimated him. They thought it was just, the stupid conqueror that just wanted to marry, the Panda King's daughter. But no, he's actually much smarter than he looks.
It's kind of like with Jean Bizon in the first.
The second game, Jean Bizon.
Where it seemed like, of course, he'd be your typical dumb rootin' tootin' guy, but no, he was actually the one who got the drop on them and stole all the clockwork pieces from them too.
Yep. General Tsao's computer has to be around here somewhere. No need to be sneaky. Let's just get the.
You know what this means, guys? We can break the shit out of the pots. Lee would be so proud.
And then remember, Jova, the new rule now is that we can only have that theme play for like 30 seconds, and that's it.
Hashtag F your porcelain. There we go.
Okay, Sly, I found his personal computer. This should be easy.
Next hacking, go on, Pedro.
No, seriously, like in Breath of the Wild, they reserved the main theme of the series for the credits, and it only plays for the first 30 seconds, and then it just stops and plays another track. Like,
so we're going for more of a Zelda medley thing instead of the actual main theme.
No, that's the thing. The rest is the original music from the Breath of the Wild itself. Like,
Okay. So don't get me wrong. I like Breath of the Wild and its soundtrack, but I will admit, making the main theme kind of like
giving it the short stick.
It's there for a short bit here and there. That I always find it weird when any product does that. Honestly.
Pretty much. It still doesn't help. Okay, maybe I just didn't check much in terms of news and fan speculation. After all this time, do we actually still know where the game is located in the Hyrule Historia timeline?
No. Onoma hasn't confirmed anything. See, the thing is, Breath of the Wild. See, here's the thing, Breath of the Wild's story is so underplayed that it becomes hard to even theorize about it.
That's the problem. It contains elements from all of the three split timelines, meaning that the best games that people had when it came out was like a convergence of the three, but it doesn't still make too much sense.
There are some people who think that this might be a new fourth timeline being made as well.
Oh, jeez.
That's the thing.
How did the panel regenerate it? I destroyed before coming here. Anyway, next portion, you have to use both Sly and the Guru in order to perform an airwalk of sort.
I'll admit, of the Zelda timelines, my favorite is still the child one.
The one with Majora's Mask and so on and so forth.
Princess and Four Swords Adventure.
Sure. Well, it's the one that has my favorite game, so I guess I'll agree as well.
You know. I love the irony that Four Swords Adventure has the look of Wind Waker, but is not in Wind Waker's adult timeline.
Wait, which one?
Well, it's still Four Swords Adventure. It's still placed in. It's still set
Actually, Jova, the Four Swords duology has the Minish Cap art style, not the Wind Waker art style. It's similar, I know, but it's slightly different, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, right, they are.
The Four Swords games are kind of sequels to Minish Cap, basically. They have the same villain and everything.
What you need to do is to keep the Guru on your back, and he will use the power of his Moonstone to make objects levitate, and you to traverse to the other side of the map, while enemies and objects get transported into the air. This is
That's right, folks. The Moonstone can literally
hang in there, kitty.
That's right, folks. The Moonstone can literally bend the forces of nature to your very whim. What can't this Moonstone do? Get your girlfriend.
Ooh, they probably make your coffee.
Well, it probably can make the coffee bit here.
But no, it's basically, Jova, Minish Cap and Four Swords Adventures all share the exact same villain, Vati. So they even reference him at the beginning of both games.
Minish Cap is actually an origin story, also technically for Vati.
Well, yeah, before Skyward Sword, it was the first of the timeline too. So.
Yes.
It's also
I kind of fell into that trap of, again, that's the thing. Four Swords Adventure. chapters feels so much like a Wind Waker game. Well, okay, not Wind Waker, but it feels like something that you would see in the adult timeline at first.
The art style, it's because that type of art style was the art style that Onuma really wanted to implement, but then, because people at the time were morons and didn't appreciate it, and I'll call it childish, which that's stupid, but that's a tough word. That's why, he went, as typical Onuma does, he went full panic mode and decided to go the complete opposite direction with Twilight Princess in terms of art style, basically.
Alright, here we go. Alright, who has seen, I think it's called in English, the Forest of Flying Daggers? Crouching. Oh, okay. Let's try another one. Crouching Dragon, Hidden Tiger.
Oh, okay. That one I saw.
Oh, yeah,
those kind of
one.
movies, because it's time for a peculiar boss fight.
It seems you and your
yes, it's a typical one where you need to fight, but on bamboo sticks.
Yes. Complete with high jumps, as you will see. Well, long jumps, but anything.
I'm not ashamed to rely on my friends.
Ooh.
Who needs friends when you can have servants? Who needs affection when you
what a nice guy.
That's not very Sonic Heroes of you.
This sacred forest has been the stage for hundreds of battles, as my ancestors crushed anyone who got in their way. And you will be no different.
Bentley, are you hearing this? What's he talking about?
I've heard of these types of battlegrounds.
Yeah, apparently there's some mojo energy going on for this battlefield that allows whoever's there to perform long jumps. Cool, shut up.
Well, okay, Shiro, not Sonic Heroes enough for you. How about this? I'm a Carmelita shows up. Sly, there's time, there's no way out of marrying me. And then she gets crap out of Sly. Will that work enough?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, come on, this is no time to play.
Which is ironic because I would probably be totally into that.
There we go. This is pretty neat.
I believe I can fly.
There you go. You need to time your jump. You can actually steer me there, but only once, and your trajectory is set at that point. Tsao not only can throw fireballs, but his shield doubles as a cutting weapon because it has retractable blades. Again, cool weapon. Very cool weapon. But you need to wait until he tries to go to another bamboo to attack him. It's not super easy, mind you, and your health can get down pretty fast from these attacks, so watch out. Ow. And again, you need to steer your trajectory. Again, this is probably, like I said, this is, aside from being my favorite villain, General Tsao pretty much my favorite boss fight, because this is so creative, actually. And it's not, again, super easy for you.
That's another thing I like about Sly Cooper Free. I feel like the boss fights are definitely the most varied, but without feeling, ridiculously differentiated.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, first I'm gonna show it, because in this game, one thing is introduced is special lines from the villain if you die. I didn't do that for most of them, but since I like General Tsao, might as well.
The Koopa family has been beaten by Tsao. Our legacy is superior.
Yeah, the particular thing about this is that General Tsao knows about the family history of the Coopers, and apparently he considers honorable fighting him because, again, legacy.
A dynasty versus a dynasty.
Pretty much, it's that. Alright, time is now for a more traditional boss fight, and probably the quote that cements General Tsao for being the most despicable character in his entire universe. Enjoy!
Done, esteemed wedding photographer.
Ooh.
I'm impressed you lasted this long.
Stop this, Sal. Release Gene King and this fight can end.
No! Gene King is mine! Once our bloodlines cross, it shall be
It's not even for love, it's just for procreation.
With the Tsao name, a new generation of kings will be unstoppable.
It's literally
but she doesn't
about strengthening the bloodline.
She's a woman. She doesn't know up from down.
Wow.
Wow.
You're really such a nice guy. Hold on, I actually the comeback.
A lot of bad men in my time, but you, sir, are the worst.
Like, damn, for Sly having to say, remember, you not even Clockwork,
well,
not even Clockwork deserve that.
Let's face it, he's right though.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And again, that's the other thing. Tsao is absolutely relentless in this. He's not even convinced for a second that he might be in the wrong.
Like, again, you know something's wrong.
This is a traditional boss fight, and it's super frantic because Tsao is super fast, has a very set of different attacks, and later on even ups down war. If you try to actually not escape, but trying to take refuge on one of those bamboos, he will cut them immediately with his shield. So you always need to be on your guard. The best move that you need to do for this is to spam the triangle plus I think it's a circle or X move that has like do a push-up, because it will be more effective. It telegraphs immediately the target without, as a hidden lock onto it, and it's relatively effective against Tsao. Go on, Jora.
Like, he may be a terrible person, but damn, does he come prepared for war? I mean, you gotta admit, it's pretty clever.
You love to hate him, pretty much.
And you gotta admit, it's clever to have a buzzsaw shield. It's a defense and offense at the same time.
Apparently that was also in necromantic arts. Again,
yeah,
this guy has literally no redeemable quality.
Like, damn, I mean, he's reprehensible enough to be final boss material.
You have won this battle. The war rages on. Take your foolish computer.
Oh, that's very nice of you, I guess.
Jing King is mine.
Jing King is a person, not property. And sorry, pal, but we're ending this right now.
Sadly, no. He's also a bit of a coward.
Wow, the irony when the thief is the one who gets smoke bombed.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, of course,
it's not over yet.
Of course, you do realize this means war. So yeah, in the next part, the gang gets more serious in having to save Jing King from this fine specimen of a person. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.